Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hopefully, everyone's doing well, enjoying the weather. Well, really not enjoying the weather too much. It's raining for me. I wanted to get out on the golf course. I was praying I could get out on the golf course today, but I can't. It's all rain and mud, so I'm stuck to just watching golf and sipping some rye, hanging out with you guys, which I love doing that regardless. But you know what? Before we get started, a couple things. Number one, do me a quick favor if you can go ahead and just like this video. Number two, hit the subscribe button. And at the end, somewhere in between, whatever, please drop a comment for me as well, right? Okay. So a couple things. If you watched last night's video, I did mention that today we're supposed to have a guest judge. Unfortunately, my good friend Brian had a family emergency, so he's unable to be a guest judge today. But we'll get Brian on the channel very soon as a guest judge. But hopefully him and the family are all safe and doing well. That's the most important. Next, I will say also, so if you watched the video last night, my man Derek gave me some feedback, right? And I love feedback, right? Everyone needs to improve. So Derek said, hey, Bourbon Judge, try out a new mic, add a mic in, because we want to hear you better. And I appreciate that. So I'm trying out a new mic today, Derek. This will not probably be the last one. There'll probably be even more in others, but I am trying out a new mic today. And again, there'll probably be some others down the road as well. But more important, Derek said, Bourbon Judge, hey, I love when you review one bourbon at a time, but mix it up a little bit more. Let's do some blind tastings, different price points, different proofs, and everything, right? So today's video and episode is really honestly dedicated to you, Derek. I appreciate your feedback, my man, and thank you for that. Alrighty, so what we can go ahead and get into today. So, when you think about a blind tasting, for this one, I'm doing a battle of ryes, right? This is like a little rye battle, right? The little rivalry. It was important for me to do a couple of things. Number one, I really wanted to kind of do different price points, different distilleries, different availability. Just, there are a ton of different ryes out there. Obviously, I can't sample and try them all in one setting at least. Otherwise, the Bourbon Judge will be in the Bourbon Hospital. So I just picked four. And as you can tell, they're labeled A, B, C, and D. I don't know which is which, okay? I do not. However, my lovely wife, she poured all these for me. And you'll see the little note cards here on the front, on the back of them, tells me which one, letter A is X, letter B is Y, and so forth, right? So I'll be able to kind of figure out which is which from that. So shout out to Mrs. Judge. Not only does she always give me feedback, she is very helpful, and I do love her. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this, folks. This is gonna be fun. High-level Cliff Notes versions of all of these. So in some shape, I think I reviewed all these on the channel, but let me just start with E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor Rye comes in at 100 proof, typically anywhere from like $80 to $100. This of the four, this one's probably the most hardest to find, right? But you can find it with some work, but definitely a little bit harder to find, right? Next, you got Whistle Pig. This is the Whistle Pig 10-year. And this is a store pick from, actually I was in Vermont, oddly enough. And I got this bottle. This one comes at 114 proof, slightly higher in proof than the normal 10-year Whistle Pig. However, I've had it side by side with the standard traditional Whistle Pig. Same notes from that standpoint, right? It's very similar because it is the same mash bill, right? It's just a higher proof. Next in line, number 3, you have Knob Creek. This is, again, a Knob Creek store pick for me as well, but this one's only 115 proof and a 6-year rye. But I will say, I too have had this Knob Creek versus your standard Knob Creek small batch, which is 100 proof. It's very much in line. Like I did a blind tasting, by myself, and I really couldn't tell the difference, honestly. And last but not least, this is a Willett Rye, so a Kentucky-based distillery. This is the 4-year rye, so this one typically you can easily get. This one's about $60 to $65, and of course with each one, the proof will obviously vary based on which bottle you get, but mine is 109 proof. And if I didn't say, this one's $40 and this one's about 75. All right, enough talking about these lovely ryes. Let's get into what I love the most, which is sipping ryes. All right, I don't know which is which, so I'm just gonna go out of order, honestly. Let's just go with letter C, as in Charlie. All right, so this is very traditional rye. Tons of spice, mixed with caramel, some vanilla, slightly floral, but not too much. Nice and smooth overall from a nose standpoint. All right, let's get into the palate. Mm. Whew. That's really good. No clue what that is, but that's phenomenal. Why is it good? Very smooth, all the way from the nose to the palate. Nice long finish. It actually sips more like a bourbon than a rye, which is very unique. And as we can tell, these are all ryes. Whatever that is, that's pretty darn good, right? More caramel, more vanilla, spiciness from the rye, a little bit of floral, but not a ton. Definitely sips a lot more like a bourbon than a rye. Let me go ahead and just cleanse the palate real quick. All right, folks. I'm gonna go over to letter A as in apple. All right. Ooh, boy. Wow, this is like a summer spicy rye. Extremely floral, and I mean extremely. Some lavender, some vanilla. Wow. Wow. Vanilla, caramel, some citrus. Extremely floral, right? Not bad. All right. Before I sip this bad boy, I always think it's important to say, and it's important to me, thank you for everyone out there watching the channel. I love the comments, love the going back and forth. Truly, just honestly really appreciate, all the, just the insight from everyone. So thank you for everyone out there. Please, again, always let me know what you want to see, right? If there's not something I haven't reviewed yet, please let me know. Drop me a comment. Let's go back and forth, and I'll definitely try to do my best to get onto the channel. Wow. That is so darn unique. Damn. Wow, that's actually pretty darn cool. That nose, probably a lot of times I'll say that the nose matches the palate. That might be the best match I've ever had in my life from a nose matching the palate. Very unique, extremely very floral, right? Extremely very floral. Very just smooth all the way through. I love the floral notes that come through. I love the spiciness from the rye at the same time, but it's very smooth and just very elegant. That is a darn good rye. I mean, all four of these I reviewed, and all four are honestly, truly, they're good buys. It's just a matter of which is the best. All right. Floral City Rye, I'm gonna call that bad boy. Smooth and Floral City Rye. All right. Oh boy, B or D? I don't know. Let's go ahead with B. Let's check out this badass. We'll see. Okay, so wow. So those two completely different from each other. This one. Okay, so this one has very interesting notes. It's you can definitely tell it has like that deep rye, very peppery, spicy. But I get almost like more notes of like traditional cinnamon, not caramel or caramel, but cinnamon, some vanilla. Get a little bit more here. Some citrus, almost like a orange, almost in a way. Interesting. Wow, it's really interesting. It was kind of cool to smell different ryes compared to each other, right? Those two are so different. This one's in its own league as well. Ooh. Wow. That was very different on the finish. That was very licorice on the like a black licorice on the finish. The nose and the palate was actually different. The palate was more, well, there was some citrus in there as well, right? That orange, but that was very much like black licorice with some a little bit of spice, well, actually a lot of spice. That was very unique, very different again from C or A. Woo! Folks, I'm starting to feel really good right now. Let me go ahead and clean the palate one last time. All right. All three of those are very unique, very different. Well, as they say, last but not least, let's go ahead and finish off with letter D. All right. Again, nice color, not bad at all. The nose on this bad boy is nice and creamy, which I don't really get that a lot from Ryes, like creamy, right? This is very creamy, elegant, extremely oak forward in the nose, like it was just sitting in the barrel for a while. Again, this nose is very similar to like your traditional, actually more like a bourbon, I should say, not traditional, more like a bourbon. This is more like caramel, vanilla. If I didn't know, this would honestly be a bourbon. It's so similar. Caramel, vanilla, some leather, maybe like some like toffee in the background there as well, some cinnamon. Oh, that is a very unique rye. Again, completely different than all three of these, completely. Last but not least, cheers, salute, appreciate you guys. That was really nice. All right. So I like that one because of all four, that one probably had the smoothest finish. It was just very much c'est la vie, very smooth. That rye reminded me probably as close, even more than the C, even more than that, to like a bourbon, right? Very smooth, very crisp, very clean, very traditional, almost honestly like a bourbon, right? So I have to go in order, which is the best, which is the worst. Now again, I'm going to say all four of these are fantastic, fantastic ryes, right? All four are buys, and I'll throw the links up above throughout the video. Let me get my little notes here. So let me go ahead and see. All right, we're gonna go with, I'm gonna go in fourth place. Fourth place is gonna be letter B. In fourth place, coming in is, Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig is coming in fourth place. Very just very powerful and very spicy and just bold, right? Really, really good. But Whistle Pig, you're going in fourth place. I'm sorry, you didn't even get a medal. It's all right though. Don't hold it against me. So you guys can see that. Mrs. Judge, hit me up. All right. Ooh, coming in third place. All right, I'm actually gonna go in third place, letter D. While I like letter D a lot, it reminded me too much of a bourbon. And when I'm sipping a rye, I wanted to remind me of a rye. So I'm sorry to say, but letter D is coming in the bronze spot. Letter D, just so you can see it, letter D. Letter D is, I thought this one would have been my number one. E.H. Taylor came in third place, folks. Yes, it did. Oh my gosh. Just goes to show you, the most expensive one here, the hardest one to get, did not come in first place. E.H. Taylor, you get the bronze medal. Sorry for your luck. All right. Oh, man. Silver and gold. All right. Coming in second place, silver, is going to be letter A. If you recall, letter A was extremely floral. It was soft. It was very elegant. And it was very nice. But second place is the Willett Rye. So Willett gets the silver. And that means letter C coming in at first place. The cheapest, let me say it again, the cheapest of them all, folks. Knob Creek. Knob Creek is the winner, a $40 bottle of a rye coming in as numero uno. Folks, I love it. I gotta use the gavel. Cheers to that. Salute to all 4 of these ryes, but a major shout out to Knob Creek winning at $40. I am honestly shocked, right? I love it. I love spending time with everyone out there. Thank you as always for watching the video. As I always say, peace, cheers, salute. Talk to you guys soon. Later.